Mike Moore Media, the first place to hear Rockingham County news and information.
Neville Hall is the mayor of Eden, our monthly program, and it's sponsored today by Carter's Auto Repair and Exhaust on Kings Highway in Eden. Mayor, hey, welcome back.
Hey, thanks, Mike. Thanks for having me.
And since we last talked, I tell you, big news, lots of good things happening all around Rockingham County and in Eden. Tell us first the lead story here about Purina, Nestle Purina coming to Eden.
Yeah, this is one of the biggest announcements that we've ever been able to share. It's actually the largest investment in the history of Rockingham County, $450 million estimated investment. And I know that the last time you and I talked, it was right before the announcement was going to be made, and we really couldn't talk too much about it other than I hinted to you that there was a good possibility we'd have some good news. So yeah. It may seem like old news, but we haven't spoken since the announcement, and it is a definite game changer for our area and the county, and we're just excited to have that strong of a company that's going to locate here and employ a lot of people, pay good salaries, and sure to be a good corporate citizen. That's just a great win for the area.
Well, when you say the largest investment in Rockingham County history, wow, that makes a big statement there. And I thought it was really nice at City Council meeting earlier this week. You had that recruitment appreciation, recognition of some of the people involved, because it took a lot of people to make this happen, didn't it?
Yes, it was definitely a team effort. I mean, all from the governor's office down to local officials as well as staff. Mike Doherty did a great job getting Eden to the table. The county commissioners, the county economic development, all these people worked together to make this deal happen. It was a long, tough process, and we felt like it was a good use of time at the council meeting to recognize the people that were players in this event, and including the property owners that probably could have sold it earlier to probably a less desirable employer, to say, and but they were willing to hold on, and they made a commitment to Eden that they would try to find the best user that was most likely to have, more job impact, and we're thankful for 770 Ventures for holding out and finding this buyer that's going to be able to employ a lot of people.
Yeah, a real partnership, that's for sure. And isn't it exciting when you have companies like 770 Ventures, D.H. Griffin, and people like that from really outside of Rockingham County that take such an interest in doing what they did?
Yeah, I mean, they're obviously, D.H. Griffin is world-renowned for his work, and his company is, and it just, we're fortunate that he was able to get, or they were able to get that property from the Miller Coors people, and they have the financial wherewithal to hold on to it long enough to find the best possible user, and I think they've done that, and we'll benefit from their being part of that.
Mm-hmm, sure. Well, congratulations, and thanks to everyone involved. One of the things in the meeting the other night, UDO, tell us what that is. That's a term that I never heard until just recently.
Yeah, it's a Unified Development Ordinance. It's basically rolling up, 52 years worth of zoning issues that we've had a zoning ordinance forever, and well, not forever. I think they didn't start doing the zoning actually until several years after the city was formed, but we have a zoning book that is amended from time to time, and as people apply for different uses in different zoning areas, you have to do special use permits and all sorts of things, and it got to be a very cumbersome document, and it was confusing to find. If you wanted to know what to do in what zoning district, you had to get lucky and find the document. So in an effort to condense that and simplify it and make it available to online and all that stuff, we finally have come into the 21st century with our zoning ordinance, that's what this is. It's just replacement of the old zoning book and ordinances, and now becomes a more user-friendly document for a developer who's thinking about coming to Eden, he doesn't have to guess about where he can go and all that. He can go online and look at the maps and look at the uses that are available. And of course, it'll be flexible, what Kelly called it, a living document. So we'll always be amending it, I'm sure, but it's a uniform development book. So that's the idea, is you'll know what you can do and where you can do it.
Yeah, give developers answers faster and effective January 1, 2021.
Yeah, and this actually, I think Kelly Stoltz told me that 20 years ago or so, they had proposed doing this exact thing, and it got, she and her department did a bunch of work and got ready to do it, and then it got to the council and it was voted down. Or maybe they didn't even take a vote on it. They just decided they didn't want to go to the trouble. So she's very excited that this has finally come to be. And in addition to that, it's a state law that you have to have this by January. So we're glad to get that done and get it behind us.
Yeah. There was a round of applause and a sigh of relief, I think, the other night at the meeting. Yeah,
that's right.
Everybody glad to make it. So 20 years that really this was first started to be talked about, and it's finally a reality, but that's good. Okay. Now, a lot of other things came out in the meeting. I didn't have anything in particular except those. Anything else you wanted to mention? I know you talked about some properties and maybe a possible annexation and some other things.
Yeah, the Eden Drive-In property, they requested to be annexed into the city, and that's just a formality. Basically, we have to have a public hearing. We have to do the clerk has to search to see if it can be annexed, and then the next meeting we vote to have a public hearing, and then the third meeting we'll vote to, I assume, to annex that area into the city, and that's what that was about. We have a request for voluntary annexation, so we will proceed with that. I can't think of, let's see, what were the other properties we talked about? There was, we spent a lot of time on possible demolition of a house that the property owner has requested, and we extended some time for them to try to get the house in compliance with the housing code.
Yeah, the one on Spring Street. Yeah.
I mean, we do not like tearing down properties. It's an expense that the citizens eventually absorb. So it's not what we want to do. But when you get complaints and stuff all the time about a particular property, and it's unsafe and it's uninhabitable, then the only thing you can do, if they're not willing to fix it, is tear it down. So, but this particular property owner has shown some effort towards repairing it. So we'll extend the time on that, thank goodness, and hopefully they'll get it back up. Yeah.
Well, also an item the other night on Eden Venture Business Park. A new website has just gone up yesterday, as a matter of fact, with really? Eden Venture Business Park and jobs listing there. So that's something we're going to be hearing more about here in the coming weeks, actually, as they look at the work that's going to be redone to convert the old Eden Mall from retail to, I guess, industrial. Would that be correct?
Yeah, like flex space with some offices in the front and probably some shop areas behind it. The developer there, he's opened the Night Owl Construction in the former Kmart building, and it's just a very impressive operation. If you get a chance, everybody should take a look in there. They got high-tech equipment for countertop making, and then his plan now is to expand over into the rest of the mall, which he purchased, and make a cabinet shop that's going to employ about 35 people, and then with the balance of the space, make that available as flex light industrial users, as people would like to rent spaces. He'll make them available, make them to their needs. So he's just a really good company, good businessman, and we're thankful to have that investment here in Eden into a building that's been vacant for about 25 years, I think. Has been a source of concern about what's eventually going to happen to it. Are we going to end up having to tear that down? And we're just glad to have him there, and his company is Ron Hutchins. He's a great guy, and we're excited that he's putting his money into our community.
Yeah, we're glad to have Ron and Night Owl and what he's doing there at the mall. That's exciting. And then we have Carpino Investments downtown, Uptown Eden now. It's a rebranding there coming up, Uptown Eden. And it's interesting. You can watch that work every day, can't you?
Yeah, you can definitely notice progress is being made on the hotel. The upper floor, I think, is maybe they're sanding the floors this week or next week, and they're about finished with the fourth floor, and they're working their way down. I have been up to the top to look at it. It's surprising how fast they've moved from what it looked like, 2 or 3 months ago to now, and they're working, extremely hard to get the thing completed, and it's going to be a very nice uptown centerpiece.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, good things happening around Eden, that's for sure. Well, we have about a minute left, Mayor, if there's anything in particular you wanted to mention.
I just want to say, like you said, it's good things happening in Eden. We're doing all we can to make this the place everybody wants to live and work and play. And, I think that things are heading in the right direction. Well,
it's been a crazy year for everybody, and it's good to have all these positive things happening around us, and so many new businesses opening up even in these challenging times. Mayor, always good to talk to you. Thank you.
Thank you, Mike.
And I know we've got an Eden Chamber of Commerce event later today at a new event center venue in the Wentworth area. So.
I'll see you there.
Yeah, I'll see you there. You've been to a lot of ribbon cuttings lately. That's always good.
I have. We got to keep the scissors sharpened because we've been rolling, and we got a bunch coming up next month.
I know it. Yeah, early November. All right, Mayor, thanks. Always a pleasure. See you later.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
That's Neville Hall. He's the mayor of Eden. Our program is sponsored by Carter's Auto Repair and Exhaust on Kings Highway in Eden. Charles Carter is there. Team of qualified mechanics. Charles has over 30 years of experience, quality work, affordable prices, and he does things that others don't do, exhaust and custom and stock exhaust, all automotive work. That just about sums it up, I guess, at Carter's Auto Repair and Exhaust on Kings Highway in Eden. Open Monday through Friday, 8:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. And if you need more information on what's happening around Eden, a couple of websites to check out, edennc.us and exploreedennc.com. And, of course, on Facebook